Hey everyone, welcome back to Homestead Corner. I'm Ginny, and today I want to talk about the current shortages and what we can expect. So I think it's always important to look around at what is going on, and it helps you see what you can expect in the near future. So we have been seeing all kinds of shortages across the last couple of years, and these things are not really getting better. One thing might get better, but then two things get worse. So we really need to look at that and what we can expect in the future. And this has a broad array of reasons that this has happened. Between the pandemic, the war, supply chain problems, crop failures, inflation, poor policies from governments, we are seeing just all these problems compiled together. And there are just so many different reasons. None of it is just one thing, I don't think. I think a lot of it is all piled together, just continues to make it worse. And a lot of it is not an accident. Over the last couple years, we have seen businesses slow right down, shutter to almost nothing, and we've seen businesses go completely out of business, unfortunately. They are gone, that's it. And we need to be prepared for things to get worse or completely go away. So I've got a list here of a few things that I am keeping my eye on and what I can do about it. What can I do for me and my family? Because I think that is the most important thing, is figuring out what you can do about that. So one of the first things is meat. Meat is in short supply and the prices are ridiculous. So either you can't find it or you can't afford it. So having backups, canned meats, if you can, get what you can afford, definitely. Raising chickens is an excellent way. It's pretty affordable. Grain prices have risen, but you can grow some of their food to supplement those prices. Definitely. Rabbits are also another pretty easy way to go. They have great meat rabbits out there. My son used to raise mini lobs, not for meat, but they are great meat rabbits. And they are nice big rabbits, and they're pretty easy to care for. They don't they don't cost a whole lot to raise up to the weight that you would need to process them. So I think it's important to look at different avenues of what you can do. Either stock up on sales, that is a great way to go. And remember, in a long-term situation, that is going to get depleted and you're going to need other avenues. So I try to look at something that is the best long-term, and raising your own meat can definitely be the best in a long-term situation. Quail is another one. They're very small, but you can raise tons of them. And I have seen people do it in apartments. I know most landlords are not going to love that, but in an emergency, you got to do what you got to do. Oils are another thing in short supply, and I think they're important to stock up on. Unfortunately, they do not last a really, really long time. But even if they go rancid, they still have other uses. So you can still use them if they go rancid. You don't have to throw them away. But having a good supply of oil is important. We have seen export bans over the last few months because of war and things like that. Countries want to make sure their country has enough, and that's understandable. I totally get that. We're also seeing, I read an article the other night about bugs that are invading olive trees. So we're about to see a big olive oil shortage coming up. It is just killing off a whole bunch of trees and wreaking havoc all over the world. Condiments are another thing that I'm seeing are missing from the shelves. Either there isn't very many of them, and also the variety has really slimmed down a lot because of businesses going out and shrinking down and things like that, we are seeing less and less condiments. Luckily, condiments are pretty easy to make yourself at home. You can can them, you can whip them up fresh. There are a bunch of different things you can do. There are tons and tons of recipes out there. And I know we have made mustard, we've made ketchup. You can make all kinds of different kinds of condiments. We make mayonnaise, all sorts of stuff. So making it yourself may be a way to make sure that you can have it in your home and you have it available. And also, with the prices rising so quickly, any little thing that you can not buy at the store is going to be more helpful for you, so you can get the things that you do need from the store. Fresh produce is another one of those things that you are seeing less and less of in the store. I know when we go in the store, a lot of times there are holes all over the place. There are lots of missing fresh produce, and some of the produce that is there just looks horrific. I mean, I saw corn, I don't know, I guess it was shipped from another planet maybe. It was awful. It was so dry. I couldn't even believe they had it for sale. But they're still selling it at our local stores, so someone must be buying it. I don't know. The price isn't going down, and there keeps being more in the bin. So someone's eating it. But that corn it looks horrible. And I've seen lots of fresh vegetables that we normally buy at the store that we're not able to get. So right now, making sure that your garden is going, you are learning to forage. That's another great way to get food that doesn't cost you money. Just a little bit of time on walks in the woods, around the neighborhood. I mean, you can find a lot of food out there. Looking at foraging books for your local area is going to give you the best information for what's available. Sugar and other basic cooking supplies are a little bit spotty and limited in our area, and the price is starting to really increase. I've noticed a pretty good increase on sugars and alternative sugars and things like that, like stevia, monk fruit, things of that nature. Those prices are really starting to rise, and we are going to see more and more price rises. So having a good supply at home, maybe looking into growing stevia. It's natural, you can grow it yourself, so you have some sort of sweetener if you need that type of thing. Pet foods, although they've been a problem for a while, they are continuing to be a problem. People are still having a hard time finding the things that their pets eat. I think it is really important to work on recipes, look at the ingredients in the dog food that you buy, and try to make recipes. Look at other recipes online. Make something that works for your dog. If your dog cannot eat grains, obviously you want to make grain-free food like they normally eat. So just looking into recipes and the ingredients in the dog food that does work for your animal or your cat or bird or whatever, being able to make it yourself is going to help you when you're not able to find it on the shelves at all. Chlorine is another thing that has been in short supply over the last year or so, and the price has doubled in the last year. It is so expensive. I know a lot of people depend on chlorine for emergencies to clean their water. You can boil your water, and obviously there are other things you can clean with. So definitely look at alternatives for that if you can, and see what other options you have. There are lots of other things that are currently in short supply: blood, gasoline, computer chips, all sorts of stuff. If you look around, lots of things are in short supply, and they are causing all kinds of other problems, especially like computer chips. People are unable to get cars, unable to get things fixed. It's a big problem. The cost of stuff has really risen, and with this shortage, it only intensifies it. And the gasoline being so expensive, it definitely is making a shortage of drivers, of transportation, deliveries, all that sorts of stuff. It causes so many problems. And also, you know, blood donations are way down, and not specifically for one reason, but with the shortage of healthcare workers due to poor policies, you know, it is what it is. They put these policies in place so they don't have the healthcare workers that they need. And also, a lot of people are still pretty reluctant because of the pandemic. But blood shortages are a problem, especially for people that need that in an emergency, accidents, and things like that. So there are tons of things to watch out for and keep your eye on. I really try to keep my eye on food, things that are going to affect my family directly. And those are the items that I try to make sure I can either get stocked up on or figure out what else I can do about it. So that is definitely my takeaway message today. See what you can do to help your family either stock up or be prepared to do with something else or go another avenue. And that's it for today. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.